Hi.
I don't know how to start an intro. Hey guys, it's Olivia here with my girlfriend Olivia. Today we will be reviewing Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. They can't even see our t-shirts. I feel like we should show 'em. Anyway, we saw Dawn of Justice just a few hours ago. It's actually about 6 hours ago now. Yeah. And well, we're here to review it now. What do you think?
Well, I really liked it. I thought it was really well done.
It's been getting a bunch of negative feedback. It's like critics hate it, but fans love it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought Affleck was awesome. You didn't like him though. She didn't like Ben. Just ask me.
I liked Superman.
Superman?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill?
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you like about him?
I just think he played the part really well. I think he looked the part.
He was very stoic. He has that stoic look to him. He looks like...
I don't like his hairline.
As Clark Kent or as Superman? Because they change. You don't like his hair?
I think... How does it stay so gelled?
Because it's done. He's Superman. Don't question him. I like saying how come his cape doesn't work. He hit with a nuke and his suit
I
is
don't
fine.
understand how people don't know that Clark Kent is...
It's a comic book.
I know, but like...
It's explained somewhere. I can find it. My phone's hooked up to my selfie stick. But it's explained that the lenses of his glasses are actually made out of a special Kryptonian metal, so when people look into them, they see him as a different person. So he doesn't look like Clark Kent like we see him. Like, we see him as Superman, but he looks different to everyone else. Also, his hairline's different. And he slouches when he's Clark, but he has his, back straight when he soups. Soups. I liked him too, though. I've always liked Henry Cavill. I mean... He's like pretty bland in the movies.
I didn't like that Amy Adams was. I do like her. I just don't like that she played that part because I feel like it was a really serious movie, and I know her from my childhood movie, Enchanted.
She was in Enchanted?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
her.
so every time I looked at her, I just thought of that.
Every time I see her, I imagine her in the Muppets. You ever see the Muppet movie? Where she's on?
Okay, now I really don't think that she should have played that part.
She's good in some serious roles. I don't really think that she has much acting range.
No, she doesn't.
Like in every movie, she just kind of does the same
She's
thing.
always just a sweet girl.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of needs saving. Just doesn't really do much. She always plays the same character. I don't like her too much. I would have actually preferred anyone else as Lois Lane. I think Jennifer Lawrence would be a great Lois Lane.
You're right.
Just because, like, Lois Lane, as I know her, is really outgoing and, like, a very physical reporter, and she's always getting captured because of it. And, I don't know.
Amy Adams is just, like,
she kind of seems like somebody that would keep to herself,
yeah.
you know? Like, she'd be like, oh, that's going bad. I'm gonna leave now. But, like, Jennifer Lawrence would be someone like, oh, I gotta get into that. But, Jennifer Lawrence is in the X-Men movie, so that's not possible. Unfortunately. And... What did you think about Lex Luthor? Jesse Eisenberg.
I think he played the part really well. I
don't blame him for what Lex Luthor is in the movie. I blame Zack Snyder. Or whoever wrote it. Because... I don't know. Growing up, I knew Lex Luthor as like this big badass dude who took Superman down. Well, he didn't take him down, but he came close to it. And he like brought Superman to his knees. But in the movie, he's like... shooting hoops and he's always wearing t-shirts. Like, I liked his style in the movie. I thought that was cool. And I liked how he always talked about his dad, how he was Lex Senior and he's actually Lex Luthor Jr. I thought that was cool, but I don't know, I wasn't a huge fan. I liked him when he was being evil. Like, there was a few parts.
I couldn't take him seriously.
You couldn't take him seriously?
No.
I don't know. I thought at the end when he was bald, that was cool. I'm surprised they actually shaved his head for like that 10 seconds that he was bald. That's a spoiler, sorry.
His hair was gross, so I don't...
His hair was gross. I think that was a wig.
Actually,
that could have been his physical hair because they shaved it off and they can't do that with wigs. I think that was his physical hair. And they had to shave it for the film. I don't know. Lex Luthor does go bald, spoiler alert. I don't know. I didn't mind him. In this universe, he was pretty cool when he was being evil. I think he'll be better in maybe Justice League Part 1 or Part 2 or maybe even a Man of Steel sequel because I know he's got to come back. Cliffhanger at the end. Or just good Doomsday. From now on, there's gonna be spoilers said. So just in case you don't want anything spoiled for you, you can just leave now. But from now on, we're gonna talk about spoilers.
Because I need to talk about what happened to Superman.
We need to talk about
that's really
how
sad
he
to me.
died.
He dies.
He totally dies. It's actually a weird death. Because in the comics, what happened is like, okay.
I don't even really understand what killed him. Because I guess like when he
Because he had the kryptonite. That made him weak, and then he was stabbed. Because if he didn't have the kryptonite, it would have just bounced right off him. Since there was the kryptonite, it made his skin vulnerable. And
so he goes kind of more human?
He goes human. That's why Batman says in the comic, he says, you're living with what we have to live with every day, your own mortality, after he hits him with kryptonite. But there was a lot of cool nods to the comic. Like, there's this one scene where Batman shoots a grenade at him, and Superman catches it, and then the kryptonite dust shoots at him. That's right from the comic, because, like, in Dark Knight Returns, Green Arrow shoots an arrow at him, and Superman catches it, and then the kryptonite dust goes on him. So I thought that was a cool little hint. And,
I thought he was gonna die then, when he was fighting Batman.
Right, that would have been... But then, they would have all died, because no one else could have taken out Doomsday. The fight between him and Batman was really cool. I liked how, Superman didn't want to fight Batman. He's like, yo, I need your help now. My mom's in trouble. And then when he had, like, he was on his throat, he's like, you're gonna let him kill Martha. And Batman just, like, it hit him, and he was like, that's my mom's name. And he's just like, why'd you say that name?
So I'm assuming, like, their moms have the same...
They do.
Okay.
Because Martha Kent and Martha Wayne, so that's why I hit him. He's like, that's your mom. I can't let your mom die. My mom died. My mom was Martha.
I'm not gonna kill you.
He just kind of fell for him. He's like,
mom.
I've hated you for this whole movie, but, moms count. So, that was a bit silly, but they had to do it, right? They had to make up. But what did you think of Superman's death? Like, do you think that should have been in there?
For sure.
I mean, there was no other point of using Doomsday if he wasn't gonna die. Like, I was fine with that he died, because I know he's gonna come back in Justice League, but, I don't know, I wish they would have used his comic death, because in the comic, what happens is he, like, lifts Doomsday up, brings him up past the sun, but, like, they both hit back down, and just the impact from hitting Earth so hard kills them both. And, like, that kind of happened. Like, you see Superman take Doomsday up in space, but then the government just hits him with a nuke. And Superman goes all skeleton-y, which also happens in The Dark Knight Returns. He, like, goes all skeleton-y and he's kind of dead, but then the sun gives him, his power back, and he goes and fights Doomsday, who also didn't die from the nuke.
I wish there were more scenes with Superman and Lois.
Yeah, you didn't really... The relationship wasn't really built, because in the first movie it wasn't built either.
As a girl, that part is important to me.
Yeah. It wasn't very, it seemed like from the trailers, it seemed like it was trying to be more towards females, with, Wonder Woman and Lois Lane being key characters, but in the film it's not really like that.
I feel like because they're trying to make the movie appeal to, like, all genders,
everyone,
and stuff like that. So I think if you want to have success with that, you gotta kind of
use the girls just as much as they use the guys.
Yeah. So
which is another thing. Wonder Woman wasn't in it for too long, and they marketed her like she was gonna be a big part in it, but then like she maybe had like 10 lines of dialogue. She had a cool part, and she totally did. What'd you think of the Flash?
He was in it for a pretty quick moment.
That was a bad pun.
But
so there's this one scene where like Batman has a nightmare, and then at the end like flashes through this portal, which I assume that he ran back in time and is trying to talk to him, and he's like, "You were right. You gotta do something. Don't let this happen." And it's Flash that's talking to him, and a lot of people didn't pick up on that. A lot of people were like, "Who is that guy?" But it is the Flash. Like, it's Ezra Miller's voice. I recognize it. And I thought that was cool.
Isn't it pronounced Ezra?
In this interview...
like, every other day you've said Ezra, but then just today in the car he's like, Ezra. I'm like...
I was watching this interview, and the interviewer kept calling him Ezra, and Ezra didn't correct him, so I figured that was it.
No, it's Ezra.
Is it Ezra?
Yeah.
We'll Google this after.
Because...
It's spelled with an E.
Yeah, it's Ezra.
It might be. If it is, Give me hate for it. I've corrected it. I've said it wrong this entire time. Give me hate. I'll take it. But yeah, overall, I'd say it's a good movie. Like, it's getting a lot more hate than it should. Batman was awesome. You didn't like Batman. I liked Batman. I thought his suit was cool. There was this one really cool fight scene where he, like, punched a guy into the floor, and I thought that was awesome.
I've always been more of a Batman person, but I just wasn't
You're more Superman now.
feeling it.
In this movie, you're more Superman.
Yeah, I was
Damn.
going more for Superman today than I was Batman.
Wow. That's...
Which is weird. I don't usually change my mind like that.
Oh, you're the most indecisive person I know. Overall, I would probably rate the movie an 8 out of 10. Just because some characters didn't have big enough parts in it, and I didn't like Lex Luthor.
I liked Lex.
I didn't.
I just like slurred all of my words. I liked Lex.
I know you did. I didn't. Anyways, until next time.